Good evening, everyone. Super, super excited. Always excited for Detox Diva Day, which is Thursday. Absolutely love this day. Love sharing my passion and these products with everyone. And tonight is a really special call. We can say all day that we love these products, they're the best products. But we're a level above anything else really you can get on the market, whether it's a big box store, which you're going to learn tonight not to buy from there. And Coach Will is on the call. Ooh, got some royalty in here. Um, and so we're going to go through something that happened at the corporate office this week. Coach Will let the team know the other night, and I thought, well, let's let our customers know too, because this is really important stuff. So, what did the FDA find in the surprise inspection that we had this week at corporate? And why is this such huge news for you? So my name is Tina Hewerman, and those are my three babies right now, right there, part of my why. The one in the on the right lives in heaven, and the one in the middle has given me two beautiful grandbabies. And actually, yesterday was their 9-year anniversary. And then my girl on the left is just a free spirit. And they are a part of the reason that I started working from home with a business model like this. And so tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about my first rodeo and the company that I was with. I won't name names, but I am going to share a little bit. My daughter on the left was entering her senior year of high school. And with the boys being an in home daycare provider for 16 years, I was not able to do the field trips. I wasn't able to be a homeroom mom. I wasn't able to do the school parties. The most I could do was send treats, but I did get to be with them every day after school. I had anywhere from 9 to 16 children at a time. We would do field trips. I took them to the fair. We went to the zoo. We went swimming. Like we did all kinds of fun stuff as a daycare. And I truly loved what I did, but it was taking away from time I could have had with my kids, even though I was gifted that time after work. And a lot of working mamas that work outside the home don't get that. So she's entering her senior year. I'm probably 170 pounds at the time. I had no self confidence. I was really getting burnout with the daycare, and this industry kind of fell in my lap more for vanity than for anything else. I really didn't realize the opportunity that I had on my hands, but I just went crazy. I just started sharing the products worked for me, and I just started telling my friends. Within 6 months, I was on the top 10 leaderboard within the company. I was earning a car bonus. I was winning some of those trips that you see sometimes that are gifted to people when they do well. And I found out that the company had changed and adulterated the products and did not tell the field. So when my clients started not losing weight or not feeling as good as they did, there was something, I knew something was wrong. And I wasn't crunchy back then. I wasn't into the whole organic and healing, root cause healing. I've learned that along the way. So if you're brand new to the industry, you're really lucky to have a company like this to start out with. So they had changed the products, went with cheaper ingredients. And then I found out that they weren't even making the products. They were having a different company make the products, and then they put their sticker on it. And the very next day, I dropped a video on Facebook. I quit the company and left all that money on the table. I can't do something. I can't take something, and I can't give my baby something that is not going to be the best of the best, right? We only want the best, because if we're working on healing, having those other adulterated products or chemicals and things in our body, it's just not going to be long-term root cause healing. There's going to be other issues that come up. So purity is extremely important to me. And there are some industry problems too. Like this isn't just that one company. It is not only is it in this space, but there's white labeling that takes place all over. And you probably know that if you buy off-brand food at the grocery store. You know, this can of green beans is probably the exact same green beans that has Del Monte on it. It's just made a little different label on it. And so there's a lot of companies out there that's called white labeling. And so it's when their products, like this company, had been manufactured by someone else, a sticker put on it, probably 17 other companies was carrying the exact same thing. And again, then tainted ingredients, unsafe fillers, undisclosed changes, like I went through, they can harm the results or cause side effects. And then there's a couple organizations out there in the network marketing space where one person has probably 5 different network marketing companies that they manufacture for. So these companies will say, well, I've got the best product. And this one will say, well, I've got the best product. It's the same dang product. So there's that to consider too. And then sourcing secrecy. You can see on our essential oils, you can see the country of origin. You can see what part of the plant it's taken from and what species. Like we're very transparent about where this stuff comes from. There are some things that we do want to keep kind of shielded, because if people found out, you know, where we were sourcing this, you know, ingredient, then they're going to try to source that ingredient also, because people know we have really good products and they're very intimidated by us because our price does not reflect the purity. The price is well below what the purity is for the products that we offer. Then they have the synthetic substitutes, which, like I just said, cheaper lab-made versions replace those natural herbs and botanicals while still being marked as natural. I believe it only has to have 51% or one ingredient to be called a natural product. And that could be just like maybe 10% of the entire thing. Then you have outdated or unverified testing. Ingredients may be tested once at the supplier level, but not retested when bottling, leaving room for contamination or potency loss. Then you have the heavy metal contaminations, and without that third-party validation, products can contain lead, arsenic, cadmium, pesticides, things like that. There can be hidden fillers, flow agents, additives like talc, titanium dioxide, artificial dyes are often included. Labeling inaccuracies. One of the things that is most important is that testing that happens is we want to ensure that what is in that bag or bottle is what's on that label. We want it to be measured right. We want the ingredients to be right. Like we want to, us as a consumer, we don't want to be ripped off, right? We work hard for our money. And a lot of people, a lot of companies will have those labeling inaccuracies. And you're not getting what's on the label without that third-party testing. Then you have the shelf stability issues, and then that poor packaging, the storage can degrade the potency, especially for probiotics, oils, and plant extracts. So there's a lot really that's going into products that we don't need in our bodies. There's a lot of inauthenticity that's happening in the whole health and wellness industry that is not providing the products that we deserve, right? If we want optimal health, we want optimal ingredients, we want optimal products, right? We want to have that come to our home, not garbage. So these problems show up in MLM brands, retail stores, and even some so-called premium lines sold online. That white labeling, the fillers, the weak testing standards, the mislabeled potency, huge thing right there. Especially like in the CBD and the black seed oil world, that potency is often mislabeled. And so it's not always what you're getting. You could be getting something that doesn't have the 3,000 milligrams. Well, you're not going to get the 3,000 milligrams, but even ones that even black seed oils that say, take a tablespoon a day. It's like, what are you doing? Why would you want to do that? And where does it show up most? Actually, it shows up most in big box stores and on Amazon. Those are the two of the worst offenders. Even if you're buying from a store that says they're a natural wellness product, some of those are not. There are people that are selling that product or kind of like a resell of the original product. Does that make sense? And for example, some turmeric or echinacea capsules tested have little or none of the actual herb. And so that's another reason. Don't shop those big box stores for your health. If you want true optimal health and healing, you've got to buy from a trusted supplier. And supplements don't need to be pre-approved by the FDA before hitting the market. The FDA can only step in after problems have come up. And this creates a rapid sell first, deal with the problems later mentality in coming in and getting that money, right? A fast sale. Let's get this product in the market. And MLMs will sometimes amplify the product or network marketing, because the volume of the rebranded products, and it's more of a focus on sales and marketing instead of formulation. But the underlying purity and testing concerns are just as true in non-MLM supplement companies. Like I said, like Amazon, Walmart, Walgreens, even just it's pretty scary. Like you go to Aldi's, they've got a supplement aisle. I don't think anybody should be buying supplements from Aldi's or the dollar store, especially. Like, that's really desperation. So what do we have here? Well, we have Paula and Alexandria, and they are rooted in purity, purpose, and people, almost to absolutely a 100% obsessive about purity. And so we were founded to share the Healing Trilogy. And the Healing Trilogy are 3 products called Mind, Body, and Soul. And that was used for Paula's husband, Ben, who became very, very ill. And this Healing Trilogy, Mind, Body, and Soul, actually reversed his condition. It was an inflammation of the vascular system, which caused throbbing, like emergency room type pain, which he went there several times. And Alexandria formulated Soul first to help that liver detox and start reducing the inflammation. And then Body and Mind came along, all have ashwagandha. They've got great herbs and things in it that help that body go into homeostasis and is the basis of that root cause healing. And we are the only brand offering those original formulations, and they're the foundation of what the company stands for. It was never set up as a company to make money. It was set up as a company to make an impact, whether it's someone like me that's sharing the products, or someone like, I just saw my friend Stephanie hop on, who's using the products, right? I want to make sure that the products are pure because my friend Stephanie is taking them, or my kids are taking them. It is built on values, authenticity, ethics, and transparency, with over 8 years of integrity in the wellness space. 8 years of integrity in the wellness space. How cool is that? Sustainable practice, eco-conscious packaging, renewable materials, lightweight and lower impact shipping. I mean, we could put our powders in a glass jar. We could put our powders into something else that would make it easier to scoop out. I just get little containers from Amazon and put my powders in there, keep my scoops in a little different bucket. That saves money at the corporate level, so that added cost does not get passed down to our clients. Because what's the point of having the best products on the market if it's too high for them to afford it? And yes, exactly, Sarah, love keeping the idea of overhead down. It's very important. It's a very tight ship at the corporate level, because we want to make an impact. You cannot make an impact if people can't afford the products. And then education, as you can tell from the many trainings that we have, the content that we put out as affiliates, education is core. It encourages the customers to learn. We want to make sure that our customers are educated. We want them to ask questions, and we want them to own their health decisions. And so the company made, here's part of the announcement, some of you may not know, about a year ago, I think it was about a year ago, Will and Marcus, correct me if I'm wrong, the company made a very, very bold decision. Within the past year, we built our own FDA registered facility. Now, a lot of us in the health industry, we see FDA and we're like, we have our own opinions about the three-letter agency, but to have them be able to have our facility registered with the FDA gives us a whole nother level of clout. I mean, this is big time stuff. There was hundreds of thousands of dollars that went into this facility so that we could manufacture our own products, which actually ends up saving the cost down to the customer. And here's what happened. So prior to us having our own facility, Paula had an in-house quality control department, and every single shipment that came in of the products, we sourced the ingredients for the most part. This manufacturing facility would send our order to the office, to the warehouse, to get ready to ship out to you, our clients, but it would have to pass third-party testing. And if it didn't, Paula refused the oil or the product. And that happened, actually, if those of you that were here for the fulvic launch, that happened with the fulvic acid. We didn't do pre-sales, but we knew that the product was going to be in. We started selling the fulvic, and then when it got into the warehouse, Paula refused it. It was a huge trigger for a lot of us that had been through something, but I love the fact that she is so protective of Alexandria, our formulator, who is a legend in her own right. Paula is so protective of Alexandria's reputation that she's not going to let anything damage that. So now we control every single step, the sourcing, the testing, the formulation, and the packaging, everything. That obsessive control is in every nook and cranny of the entire production process. So that is something that no other company or a lot of, it would be very rare to find another company that has this. So our standard of purity, owning the facility gives us total control. We have farms around the world, and we are obsessive about sourcing of the purest ingredients. And again, Alexandria's legacy. She has exclusive formulations. We have Alexandria Brighton's exclusive formulations. We own her formulations. So but she's still very involved in the company. Paula is constantly texting her, emailing her, and getting her input. Alexandria is still formulating. And because of Alexandria's renowned reputation globally in the health, in the herbal and aromatherapy world, because of her reputation, we also get first rights on all the harvest, which means that you are getting the most potent ingredients that are put into our soul superfood, our parasite cleanses, our liver detoxes, everything that we use and consume on a daily basis is nothing that is going to harm your body. Everything has that pure plant promise, that obsessive control over the purity of what goes into the products. So what does it take to become an FDA registered facility? Well, registration and compliance. Every single supplement manufacturing facility has got to register with the FDA and comply with the certified good manufacturing practices. And those are very, very strict rules covering cleanliness, equipment, training, procedures. The facility has its own nest of standards, and the building itself must meet the FDA expectations, proper air filtration, pest control, water purity, sanitation, controlled environments for sensitive ingredients, documentation. Ooh, that would just hurt my heart to do the documentation on this. Every single step of the process has to be logged and time stamped, from sourcing the ingredients to the final packaging. And if it's not documented, it didn't happen. And this creates that full traceability that I mentioned earlier. And then the testing protocols, the raw materials, the blends, the finished products must be tested to identify for the purity, the potency, the contaminants like heavy metals, microbes, pesticides. And these tests must be verifiable. Then the quality control system. There has to be a quality control system in place. And an internal quality unit must oversee the entire process of all of this with authority to approve or reject. Like, this is above Paula. This quality control system can override anything that Paula says on a product. But let me tell you what, that quality control person has nothing over Paula's dedication to ensuring that you get the best products. Then we have our surprise FDA inspections. Like, you get no warning about this. And I had, like, when I had daycare, I had the state come in a couple times, go through all my paperwork, go through the house, make sure I had the emergency exits up, the lighting was good. I had safety boxes, Band-Aid boxes, first aid kits. Thank you. First aid kits in place. And it is such a nerve-wracking thing when that happens, because you know that your business lives or dies based on the outcome of that inspection. And then there's ongoing monitoring. Registration isn't a one and done, and facilities have to continuously comply, update procedures, retain staff, and stay inspection ready at all times. So during the inspection, like, this is the scary part. You know, they come in, they're like, we're here with the FDA. We're going to give you an inspection today and then let you know how you did. And management was not on site at that point when the FDA came in. And so it was just the corporate staff that was dealing with this very scary situation. And they did so well. I'm so proud of them. But it's an unannounced arrival. They'll do a complete facility walkthrough. They'll tour everything from ingredient storage to blending to packaging. And they're looking for cleanliness, safety, compliance with the current GMP. I'm going to shorten that. They're going to verify that what's in the packaging is on the labels. They're going to go through all the documentation to make sure that every step has been documented. They're going to go over the employee practices. They're observed for hygiene, proper handling, safety procedures, compliance training, and even how hairnets, gloves, and sanitation procedures are used. And then they're going to look at how we test the products to ensure that our customers are getting the very best of the best and what's on the label. And then there is a compliance decision. And so after they review, Miriam, really long, really scary process. Like, even to get my approval back after the state came through, it was like 3 to 4 days before I was told that, this is my checklist of things that I have to improve on. And I did not get a 99%. And so a clean report means that the facility meets the strict standards, and very few companies can pass with near perfect scores, which is why that 99% score, 99.999% score is so incredibly unbelievable, you guys. Our very first FDA inspection, and we had a 99.999%. And guess what that 0.1% was? Our coordinator that is the person that I said that inspects and can reject or accept what's going on in the entire process, our FDA person had not submitted some paperwork. Otherwise, it would have been 100%. So if that does not tell you the level of integrity that this company has and the purity of the products that we put out, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why you are taking other products. I don't know why your friends are taking other products, because you can't get anything that is at this level of purity for the price that it is marked at. You know, I hear people all the time in the groups that I'm in that help me kind of understand, see what's going on in the market, see what my competitors are doing. And I see all the time people are saying, how do you get over the price issue? How do you get over the price issue? Do you know that I maybe 1% of the time get somebody that says, I can't, it's too much? 1%. And I do a lot of business here. So that tells me that my customers find value in the pricing of the products that we share. And I think that's pretty incredible. So this is not our staff, but I did try to find something that would look like those joyous people that had just passed that inspection without any management there. Take that into consideration too. If you work outside the home, imagine, like my husband does construction, right? And so imagine if, I forget the safety company that comes in and inspects. I can't think of it right now, but imagine if there was an OSHA, thank you. If there wasn't a project manager on site and OSHA just went through and found all these things wrong. FDA came in, there's no management there. They had just stepped out for a little bit. And FDA comes in and it's the staff and they passed with 99%. I cannot get over that. Like I knew I had to bring this to you guys on the Detox Divas. We talk about protocols, we talk about products. I talk about purity, but I've never done it in this depth. So what does that mean for you? Our valued customers, like we love you guys so much and we appreciate the trust that you have in us. So safety and purity that you can trust. You've got to have that if you are on a wellness journey. You will never have to wonder what's really inside the bottles. And that's one of the things that I love about this company, because I felt like it was my responsibility in my very first rodeo that I told you about when I started this call. I felt like I had let my people down, even though that situation of adulterating the products was out of my control. I love the fact that my reputation is sacred here and I don't have to worry about impure ingredients. Confidence is what you're putting in your body, is exactly what it says it is. Labels can be misleading in the industry, but here's what you hear, what you see is what you get. And when a product says organic turmeric in the ingredient deck, you are getting real turmeric sourced from the best farms in the world. And it's not just any turmeric. It is the most potent turmeric, which is why our products work so much more superior than any other company out there. We have real results because quality always delivers over cheap junk, white labeled garbage. And so here's just an example right here. Here is a bottle of black seed oil. I had someone come to me and say they bought black seed oil off the internet because it was cheaper than mine. And their bottle was only $9.60. I said, okay, well, let's break this down. That $9.60 is about $1.60 a serving. And there are 288 milligrams total of thymoquinone in there. We've talked about thymoquinone on the other Detox Diva calls when we've done the black seed, when we've done the parasite cleanses, things like that. So that cost per milligram is 0.03. Our bottle is $25.95. Cost per serving is less. It's 87 cents a serving. There are 3,000 milligrams in that entire bottle, and ours is only 0.01, 1 cent per milligram. So you can see, like, we're a third of the cost of that garbage that someone bought and put in their body, and it wasn't even effective. Why wasn't it effective? Because it's garbage. And you can see the ingredients right there. I don't have a blow up of this, but it's more than just the black seed oil. Again, back to the fillers. So purity is not just a nice to have thing. It is absolutely critical, especially when you're detoxing. The detox pushes those toxins out of the body. And the last thing you want to do is to be putting questionable ingredients back in at the same time. And that's why Paula and Alexandria's commitment to purity is not just about standards. It's about protecting your health during the most important process your body goes through. And this is where the Liver and Parasite Cleanse comes in, which is coming up at the end of the month. And this is your chance to experience this purity firsthand. If you've never done a liver cleanse, please join us on this. I can't tell you how you're going to feel. I can only tell you that I felt clean. I felt cellularly clean in my body. My mindset was great. My brain fog was gone. You know, we're exposed to chemicals all the time. And so those chemicals can build up. And you can usually tell when you're starting to get a buildup, because you're going to start getting tired. You're going to start wanting that afternoon nap. You're going to start having those foggy moments in your brain. You're going to wake up tired. You're not going to be able to sleep. You know, those are all things that take place when you start getting that toxic buildup. And those are all things that can leave when you do a liver cleanse. So our next liver cleanse will start September 29th. I highly encourage the Parasite Cleanse too, but at least do the liver cleanse. It's only 3 days. It's super simple. And here's a little story. I had a conversation with one of my clients today, and she emailed me or messaged me, and she's like, Tina, should I be having bowel movements more often? And I said, well, how often are you having them? And she said, about once or twice a day. And I said, well, that's actually normal. Is that an increase or a decrease from what you're doing? She said, no, I usually have them 3 times or once about every 3 days or so. So in that time, in those 3 days, she had her colon and her detox pathway open up, and she had regular bowel movements. Twice a day is a regular bowel movement. And so she's feeling great. She's got some energy. And I'm like, I'm so proud of you, you know, for doing that and and so grateful that she trusted me. So I really hope that you will take part in the next liver cleanse, at least, if not both, the liver and the parasite, because those little boogers are crazy in there. So what are the stages of liver disease? So you have your normal liver, it's functioning correctly, your detox pathways are open, it's not storing all that gunk. And then there's fatty liver, there's liver fibrosis, there's cirrhosis. And so what color is your urine? Is your urine almost clear? Is it golden? Does it have some orange? Is it red? That's going to be a huge indicator to you on whether or not you need to do a liver cleanse. And I'm pretty sure this could be our last liver cleanse until March, because of everything else. You know, over the holidays is not a good time. We might be able to fit one in right before Thanksgiving to do one final flush, basically, before we go into the holidays and have all those, you know, grandma's cookies and stuffing and mashed potatoes and gravy and all that good stuff. But this is potentially the very last liver cleanse that we're going to do for the year as a community. There are guidelines where you can do them. There is a PDF that's got all of the instructions in it. And you can do these on your own. The product information page, the instruction page does say to try to do this once a month. I find that hard to fit in my schedule. I'm making excuses. I should be doing that once a month, but this will be our last community liver cleanse for the year. And if you are an associate and you are sharing, I'm going to be doing a training Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. You're welcome to join. I'm doing it for my team, but the rest of you are more than welcome to join that training Saturday morning, 10 o'clock Central. So the parasite cleanse then will go 10:2 to 10:12, and that will be over the full moon when the parasites are most active and they're reproducing, having relations, laying their eggs. And so we want to make sure that we have those detox pathways open before we go in and start killing off those eggs and parasites within our body, which is, if you want to do a detox, if you want to do a parasite cleanse, you've got to do a liver cleanse first. You'll get so sick. You could get really sick if you don't do that first. So reserve your kit now. Get that ordered. So I think I covered everything that I wanted to speak about tonight regarding that. I know there was something else I had thought of when I was talking, but my squirrel brain did not automatically fire like it normally does sometimes. So I forgot what that one was. But if sharing these products and if earning a little additional income, especially with the holidays coming up and Black Friday sales and stuff like that, feel free to hop on and just take a half an hour and explore the opportunity that we have here, because we truly have the best products on the market. We truly have the best compensation plan. And if you got to see any of our post from Nashville this past weekend, you will know that we have two of the most amazing men helping manage the field, educating us, Coach Marcus and Coach Will, as well as many, many other leaders in this company. It is not my team, your team. It is one team, one dream. And that's where the follow-up meeting to this call is going to be. Coach Marcus is going to break that all down for you. Our sister company, Go to Sauna, is basically primarily essential oils, personal care, and household. We'll be expanding some of those lines in the coming year. But one of my favorite parts about Go to Sauna, the sister company, I'm all about mindset. I'm all about personal development. And from where I was when I was a daycare provider to where I am now, speaking in front of groups of people and inspiring them to be better, do better, and learn how to do this business. I'm just so incredibly grateful for this amazing collection. So it's like a subscription box. It's going to come to your door once a month. This kit on the right is my favorite kit. Self-Aware is the essential oil for personal development for the month of September. Last month, we worked on Stop Self-Sabotage. Everyone has the habit, not everybody. Some people have the habit of saying bad things about themselves or using vocabulary that is detrimental to their mindset. So we worked on Stop Self-Sabotage last month. Now we're becoming more self-aware. And so this takes you on a mental healing journey so that you can develop that self-confidence, whether it's in this space, whether it's in your parenting, maybe you have a different business, maybe at your work. That oil, this journey is going to take you on that journey to help you heal those parts of you that are not letting you live your best life mentally. And so in that kit on the right, I want to hear in the chat as I talk about these ingredients. Can you let me know in the chat, if you're new to the call or new to the company, how much you think that kit's going to be? I would really love to know. And if you do know, don't give it away yet. So I want to see if anybody else answers. So in this kit on the right, you are going to get an organic deodorant. There's nothing impure about that. The flavor, nobody licks their armpits. The scent, sorry, there goes that filter. So the scent this month is rose and vetiver. Okay, Linda says 100. Good, thank you. Anybody else? Let's hear some more numbers in there. Rick, don't tell us the number. You're going to get the bar of soap, an organic bar of soap to wash your body, because your skin is the most, it is the filter for your body. And so when you're putting these things on your body and it gets into your bloodstream, what does that do? It causes more toxic chemical buildup in the liver. You're going to get an organic toothpaste. You're going to get prostate care, which is an excellent essential oil for men. There are great things on the product information page, as well as science-backed studies on some of the ingredients on that product information page about that. You're going to get sweet basil. So we got, not Coach Charlotte. She gave away the right price, but that's okay. That's Coach Charlotte. She can do anything. So we had 100, we had 85, 99. It is $59.95 for that kit on the right. And that comes with the deodorant, the soap, the toothpaste, and 3 essential oils. And any emotional blend of essential oil is typically around $80 to $120 because the formulation is so difficult. And so for us to have an $80 to $100 essential oil in a $59.95 kit, again, it's not about income here. It is all about making sure that you guys are taken care of on your health journey. If you order the Liver Cleanse kit before the end of the month, you're going to get one of my favorite products, which is Vitality, and it's in my cup right now. I'm drinking it right now. Love my Vitality. It is an extremely powerful detox, but let me say this too while I say powerful. Our detox protocols are extremely powerful, but they're also extremely gentle on the system. And just like that lady, she wasn't in the bathroom the whole day. She wasn't having massive bowel movement. She went from 1 every 3 days to once a day or twice a day, right? So that's very powerful to say when you're doing a detox and have that type of result for somebody that's never detoxed before. But it is going to help elimination of undigested waste in the colon. It's going to help the digestive system. Yes, Marcus said, very hydrating. It's filled with the compounds from plants that gently cleanse the digestive system, support your health with natural reoccurring phytonutrients, powerful antioxidants. Like we need those antioxidants, and herbs known for their healing properties. So that's free. So you're going to get the Liver Cleanse, and then you're going to get the Vitality for free. Love that Vitality. It is so good. So in our Parasite Cleanse, that is a separate kit. I meant to put a Liver Cleanse kit up here, but just get back to whoever invited you to this call, and they can get you information on that Liver Cleanse. But the Parasite Cleanse is going to have that soursop fusion tea. And I don't know if any of you have heard about soursop, but there are some amazing studies out there on its ability to eliminate parasites, but also eliminate cancer cells. So you can look that up on PubMed. I'm not making medical claims. I'm just sharing some information. It's going to have my number 1 favorite product, which is fulvic acid. It's going to have the Purge Tonic, which is formulated for digestive health, but also helps create that environment in the body where the parasites can't survive. It's going to have clove bud oil, which is great for killing off the parasitic eggs that are left behind when parasites start to die off. And then it's going to have Detox, which is an essential oil blend that you put over your liver during a detox. And you can use this all the time, really. But I love my liver, especially after having had a bad relationship with alcohol for so long. I'm 3.5 years sober now. But I always give my liver extra love because it took a beating for so many years from me. Now, we are not a quick fix company. We are root cause healing. And Marcus is going to go over this a little bit more, but I want you to know that it is more than like 1 month, 1 week, 1 day for you to feel better. We repair things at the root cause. And so I always tell people, if you can, put it on auto ship, because on auto ship, your first 3 shipments that you get on auto ship, you're going to get 5% back in member reward points that you can use for other product purchases. You're going to get 5% off the kit, and you're going to get $10, $25 gift cards to share with friends and family. So you can help inspire them on their health journey just by sharing your own story. It's not like you have to do the business full-time like I do, but if you know somebody that would benefit from a liver cleanse, Marcus is going to talk about the financial opportunity on that next call. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I was so excited to bring this information to you because it is exactly what I love about this company. The purity, the pure plant promise is what we say all the time. You're here tonight because you care about your health. You made a choice to live differently and to invest in yourself and trust your body's ability to heal when given the right tools. We've got those right tools for you. And now you have the chance to take the next step to detox with products that meet the highest standards of purity in any wellness industry. And this just isn't about another cleanse, it is a total reset of your body with supplements that you can finally trust, you guys. Are you going to do this with me? I sure hope so, because I love myself a good liver cleanse. So, with that, I thank you so much for being a part of the Detox Divas tonight. We will see you back next Thursday, 7 o'clock Central, coffeetalkwithtina.com. And if you have any questions, please reach out to the person that shared this with you. I cannot wait to hear your feedback. Please go post in the group how much you enjoyed this call and how grateful you are for this company, because Paula loves to hear those testimonies. It warms her heart to know that she's making an impact, and that woman does so much for us. She deserves to have those accolades. So with that, have a great night. I love you all, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.